Welcome everybody. Thank you all for coming. We're super excited. This is a big night. This is our marquee event of the year. We have some great companies, we have some great investors. Looking forward to some exciting pitching action. But before we get started, we'd like to put everything in perspective. CHYE has been here in the community, and our mission is to strum up business innovation, be a resource for the community. We like to always time our big event of the year just close to the proximity of Gimel Tammuz. The reason we do that is because we know that the Rebbe wanted his Hasidim to be successful people and to be people that utilize their success to bring the light of Torah and mitzvahs to the world. And that is the spirit through which we run this program. And so we dedicate this program to the Rebbe. And we like to start off with Torah. And so what we're going to do is we're going to watch a 3.5-minute clip. This is an address where the Rebbe spoke to the Machane Yisrael Development Fund.
By way of introduction, once again, my name is Yosef Levine. I spend about 70% of my time at Deloitte & Touche running a $130 million venture fund where we take funds and we invest it internally to create internal companies that deliver highly advanced, sophisticated, algorithmic solutions for business problems, such as trying to get our handle on unstructured data using artificial intelligence, machine-based learning, workflow automation, all those cool buzz terms that we hear about when you read the newspaper. But we're trying to take all that cool technology internally and figure out how to transform a consultative and accounting business that's about 100 years old. So more to come on that. You'll probably see some glimmers of what I'm working on in the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal in the next couple of months, because we're starting to go public on it. I think Rabbi already mentioned I also lead our Israel Business Services desk and concentrate a lot of my time with Israeli startups, both in Israel and also help them come to the US and really start out. But before we kick off tonight's event, I'd like to go down the panel and have all these illustrious gentlemen introduce themselves and tell us one fact that nobody else knows about you. Okay, we'll start with Shmuel.
Hi, I'm Shmuel Gilevich from Montreal. I invested in startups and I usually follow Daniel's lead, whatever he tells me to do, and how much to write out. I like to invest in people. I look for things that are, I'm not looking for disruptive technologies, I'm mostly looking for people that are looking to change things. And I followed that for a couple of years and Baruch Hashem, and thank God, successful in following the right people.
My name is John Nason. I'm a professional angel investor. I've been doing this for 19 years. I do early seed stage companies. I've done over 70 companies. I have 25 active companies. Some of my notable exits are Ex Libris, the first internet book publisher, LiveLook sold to Oracle, and Diapers.com sold to Amazon for $545 million.
I'm Daniel Wilson. We met before. The only thing that I want to add here is that I don't know John from before, but all the other panelists here are operators. Shmuley is modest. He's actually an operator operating a business and acting as CEO currently of a business after having sold many businesses. And everybody here to my right are all operators operating businesses. And I think that that's very unique as an entrepreneur, that entrepreneurs in the crowd, that we're not just investors looking to invest, we're looking to help you guys operationally because we do it also.
I do know operations.
My name is Ellie Nash. I think something most people don't know about me is my two best investments were non-for-profits. Not businesses that don't make profits, non-for-profits that don't make profits.
My name is David Schottenstein. I started a company at a young age. I sold it at a pretty young age and have found that I'm a decent operator, but definitely a much better investor. So I spend most of my time doing investments and looking for young, I'd say unique startups. It's all about the team at the end of the day. The idea's got to be great, but the people running it have to be the best. Otherwise, you may as well not waste your time. So recently I've started doing a lot of investing particularly in the food space, but that's, as far as something you don't know about me, if you follow me on Instagram, you pretty much know everything about me, so there's nothing to share. So.
Hi, my name is Ali Duffman. I started a company called Fresh Diet about 2 years ago, stopped operating it, and spent the last, say, 12 months looking at investment startups, making investments, and I usually take the lead, so if you find something good, then I invest alongside. And I think everybody knows enough about me, so thank you.
Thank you guys very much. Before we call up the first contestant, just want to go over the rules for everybody in the audience and just remind all the individuals making pitches. Each potential investee has 15 minutes. First 5 minutes, and I'm going to cut you off after 5 minutes, you have to make a pitch. The next 10 minutes, you have to answer to these 6 individuals. So pace yourself, be excited, be passionate. Being an entrepreneur is all about the passion. You've heard many of these gentlemen talk about all about the people. Show us your passion, show us your desire, and show us how much you believe that your product, your idea can really transform. First person I'd like to invite up is Yehuda Kirsch to tell us about his company called Park.
Hi, my name is Yehuda Kirsch. I am the founder and CEO of the mobile app Park. Parking in major cities is a real hassle, and I'm talking every major city in the world. In New York alone, there are less than 2 million cars, but there were more than 9 million parking tickets given out in 2014, costing drivers over $700 million. The signs and parking rules are absolutely confusing. In one city, from the 1st to the 15th of the month, you can't park on the even side of the street. And from the 16th to the 31st of the month, you can't park on the odd side of the street. In Belgium, in Denmark, and in Sweden, it's even more confusing. On odd days of the month, you can't park on the even side of the street. And on odd days of the month, you can't park on the even side of the street. Did I just repeat myself? I'm really confused. And signs are missing real, relevant information, like suspensions, holidays, snow days, when the rules are totally different. And that sign near you may not apply to you. You have to walk to the other end of the block, look at a couple of signs to figure out which one applies to you. And if you forgot to look and you went home, you got to go all the way back to look at the signs. And even if you're one of the lucky ones and you figured out which sign applies to you, you still need a reminder to tell you when the time comes to move your car or feed the meter. And every minute counts. In New York City, over 300,000 tickets were given out in the first 5 minutes of alternate side parking. That's the problem. A major, major problem. And for some, that $115 ticket is all they'll be making that whole day. And we developed a unique solution. Park grabs your location, searches all the signs in the area, figures out which one applies to you at that time. It takes into consideration no parking. You could park here. And it automatically sets a reminder to your phone so that when the time comes, your phone beeps and you don't get that ticket. All with just one click. This is not a new field. There are other parking apps out there. But most of them, and some are very successful. Best Parking has over 1 million downloads. But those are all geared towards helping users find parking in garages, parking lots. We're helping users avoid tickets at the street level where most people park. To date, we developed a prototype for New York City and are currently in testing for Android. And we're developing an app for the iPhone. That's coming around a month from now. I'm seeking $200,000 for a 10% stake in my company so I could build out the features and brand it properly and bring it to market. Thank you, and I welcome the questions.
Hi, my name is Menachem Leader, and I'm the founder of the Good App. I'm originally from Australia, and it's a pleasure to be here. I live here in New York now. And the Good App is designed to make people happy. And how can an app make people happy? To make a difference in somebody's life. For me, happiness is not something that you get when you are trying to buy more stuff, get more money. That does not give you happiness. Authentic happiness, real happiness, is what you get when you're doing good deeds for other people. So what we're doing here with the Good App, here we go. You get authentic happiness when you're doing good deeds for other people. And every time you do an act of kindness for someone else, you have the biggest boost of your positive emotions, engagement levels, relationships with other people, a sense of meaning and purpose in life, and a sense of accomplishment. This is not me, this is science. But I'm living this in my day-to-day life. Now the problem that we have as human beings, we tend to get consumed in our day-to-day lives. And we sometimes forget it, we don't realize that doing good for other people is the single biggest contributor to our state of happiness. And we're not motivated, we're not motivated to go out and seize every interaction that we have with people and do good deeds for other people. And certainly we can't see all the impact that we're having on those around you. If I would ask every single one of you sitting in this room, how have you impacted the world in the past 24 hours? Chances are you can come up with 3, 4, 5 things, but it turns out you've done about 40 to 50 good things today, and you don't know it. And certainly you don't know how that affected other people and how they have paid us forward. The solution to all these problems is the gamification of happiness. Now, I'd like to introduce you to the Good App. What we've done with the Good App is we've made challenges for you to be able to challenge yourself to do good deeds and challenge your friends. So, for example, you make a challenge to smile to a stranger. Now, let me check it out. I'll see a promo video from Mayor, and I can see all my friends that are doing this challenge, and I can decide, is it for me? I'll accept it. If not, it's not for me, and I'll put it in my wish list. Now, should I choose to accept this challenge, every time that I'm making somebody else smile, I take a selfie. See, that's me. And that automatically registers that you have done this deed at this date and at this time. And so you will not forget that. You will always have that information. And you can share that with your friends and inspire other people. And what happens is that when you challenge other people to do good deeds, you start to make good friends. You start to make meaningful relationships when your friendship is based on something meaningful, when you're challenging your friends to do good deeds. And you can see your impact. Here's me, and here's all the people in the world. Here's all the people that are doing good because of me, inspired by me, because I have challenged them to do good deeds. Now here is my empire of good that I have built. And for each one of them that I have challenged them to do good deeds, I can see how they have paid it forward. I can see because I challenged Anada, she has now done 3 challenges, 34 deeds, and influenced 5 other people. And I can see so on and so on and so forth until infinity, all the people that you are influencing through challenging them to do good deeds and in your regular day-to-day life. And you can also see this geographically. Someone in Paris and someone in Utah is now doing good as a result of the chain reaction that has happened from my good deed here in Crown Heights. And that is the Good App.
1 minute.
Now, I'm sure the first Jewish question that always comes up is, how does this make money? So I'm gonna skip. I'm not gonna wait for you to ask me. I'm gonna explain to you how this revenue works, how we make money from this. Now, the first obvious answer is advertisements. Advertisers aim to get their audience to associate, and they've done a very good job trying to get people to associate their brands with happiness and with positive emotion. We're living more and more in a world where advertisers are trying to get to your emotions and trying to get you to associate their brands. Right now, development is going at full capacity. June 9th, today is when I'm going to get my business partner. Throughout the month of June, all the way through September, Ellie, why don't you come up here and say hello to everyone? Where's Ellie? Hey. He's going to be doing, being in charge of the product, to do the testing with different audiences, and to try out different challenges to see which ones are making the people happy. And during that time, we're also going to be doing advertising deals with marketing agencies. And this coming September, we're going to do an iPhone and Android launch, and we aim to start with 50,000 users. Now, we're going to be able to get that because we made tremendous partners with our initial launch. Good Deeds Day, who has 200,000 followers. Live Fest Inside. These are two organizations, I'm sure some of you know about them already, that their sole entity, their sole mission statement is to do and spread acts of goodness and kindness. And this is something that they're waiting on the edge of their seat, because what we are able to do with the Good App is not only promote that, but we're able to quantify different levels of authentic happiness, and we're able to tell you what is making you happy and what level of happiness you have attained. And as well as Chabad Campus has invited us, they're very thrilled about it. Also, at the edge of their seat, they've invited us to the Kinnis this year to get the Shluchim on board and on different campuses and students on board. We've tested on a few campuses, and the results were tremendous. What happened is that the students are turning into leaders, and they're coming up with their own challenges, and they're making group challenges between each other, and challenging other universities to do Harvard versus Yale, Columbia versus Drexel, to see who can do the most good deeds and the most creative challenges.
So let's start with, we'd like to call up Leila Zachary to tell us about Chabad Sierra.
Okay, my name is Leila Zachary, and I am the founder of Chabad CRM. I am here today seeking a $150,000 investment in exchange for 10% of my company. Mr. Schottenstein, did you know that 500,000 businesses in the US alone open up every single month, just in the US? As jobs get harder to find, people are searching for their own ways to make money. Now, everybody's got something to sell, right? We just heard, everybody's got something to sell, but not everybody has the tools or the funds necessary to get started, right? Little guy wants to open up a little shop, what does he need? Probably a point of sales. How much does the point of POS system cost? With customization and installation, it can cost anywhere between $2,000 and $20,000. Besides for that, he needs a CRM, or a contact relationship management. He needs an accounting software, a merchant processor, maybe an email service. In our system, we can give the small business, the mom and pop shop, we can give them a turnkey application with everything they need to get started selling in just minutes. Before I go further, I'm going to show you how it works. Who wants to buy a $20 bill for $5? $5.
Hey, go ahead.
You got $5? You got a square? Well, we're going to well, no. I'll show you what. $5? How about $4? How about $5? All right. So just to complete the transaction, with your email address.
555. 1212 at gmail.com. My name.
555.
No, I don't have to see.
Figure that one out.
Where's your shoe at? This one's good. He's not even making a pitch, he's just taking email addresses.
That's free.
I just throw the whole rooms in all there.
All right, so not only did you just get your receipt documenting the transaction, check it out in your email, there's maybe something else in there as well, but besides for that, next time I have something to sell, I know where to find you. And if I would have taken your phone number, I could follow up, and keep up with my new customer. So, figure Mr. Ching Chong comes from China, right? Barely knows how to speak English. He wants to open up a salon, right? But he doesn't know from his manicures to his pedicures.
It's a good thing you're not stereotyping.
I don't So with our system, he can sign up and he can start cleaning toes in just a few seconds. When he logs in, he'll have everything he needs to get started. He'll have his products, his services ready to go with his receipts and his prices, ready set there in the template for him. Now, with our recent successful launch for Shluchim worldwide, we managed to subscribe over 10% of the Shluchim in a few months. So we launched, we got over 10%. That's about 350 accounts. We initially focused on Shluchim, and we need your money to scale our business to the next level. When a guy signs up, like I said, when he signs up, he has everything ready there, ready, set to go, and just to start selling. There's no reason. You go into a Nordstrom, they can check out for you on their phone, they can take a payment. You go into Walmart, you see them taking in inventory on their phone. There's no reason why the small guy shouldn't have that power. He shouldn't have that power in his hands. So we developed a very simple, straightforward app. We are a CRM, that means a contacts relationship management. It's an accounting software. It means that you can do all your accounting, you can track payments, you can add expenses. We are a POS, a point of sales. You can check people out. They can get emails, just like Ellie got. We are an email service, and we are a merchant processor. All 5 of those things in a simple, straightforward, easy-to-use app. Now, this app was made specifically for Shluchim. If you can see, very basic, very simple. It's just a picture, but it's very straightforward for Shluchim. Chabad, typical Chabad house has a lot of different aspects to it, and we managed to put it together in a very simple way. Now, what am I going to do with your $150,000, and how am I going to make that money grow? I'm going to show you a little bit, a few statistics. Not working.
You're going into Q&A time.
Isn't this square?
That's a great question. Very good question. So a guy has a Square application, he takes a payment. He has to charge the credit card. I didn't charge a credit card. Plus, he can't follow up with anybody afterwards. Square is just a merchant processor. We're a merchant processor plus a CRM means you can follow up with the guy. Guy has a nail salon, he has a customer, he wants to know how much his customer actually gave him. Square doesn't hold that.
What happens if you don't have the time to enter the customer data in? You're doing a lot of transactions.
So that's a great question as well. When a person, it's supposed to be as easy as you can, like I just did with him. Anything you do when you have to swipe a credit card, it's swiping a credit card. Most stores ask you for an email. You don't have to take your email if you don't want to, not in our system. It's up to the store to follow.
Can you relate a picture or a business card to the name on a check to a transaction?
Yeah, you could add a check, you could add cash, you could add whatever you want to the transaction.
Could you add a picture of the check to
No.
the transaction?
No, that's a feature we could add very simply, but not right now, not currently.
I think that's an important one.
Can you take a picture of the credit card like some of the companies do today, where you can actually take a shot of the credit card that reads the numbers?
No, we don't have that yet either. I mean, these are little features that can be built out. Currently, it's a pilot project that we did for Shluchim. I was brought up on Shluchis, and I learned quick on in this project. This is about 5 years that we built it at a need. I searched for 3 years, something for ourselves to use in our Chabad house, for our camp, for our classes, for everything that was going on, something that was all-encompassing. And what's that?
West Palm Beach.
West Palm Beach, exactly. So we didn't find anything. I started building it, and it's about 2 years now where we've been heavily working on this system.
Are you a developer?
I'm not a developer, I'm a project manager. We have about 6 people on the team.
Full-time?
Some full-time, some not.
And they work for the company or they work for an outside firm?
They work for outside companies, and well, 2 of them are full-time employees.
Of Chabad CRM?
Yes. Yeah.
It's working now.
How are you funded right now?
How am I funded? Most of the money I spent my own personal money, and I have one other investor, seed investor.
How much does it cost you to build the thing?
It costs about $300,000 till today.
So why wouldn't you launch and see where you go?
We did launch. We launched 6 weeks ago. We built it for shluchim. Like I said, I learned early on that shluchim monetize people. You don't monetize shluchim. You know, it could be a business. If you figure you want numbers, if you get there's 3,000 shluchim worldwide. If you sign up 1,000 shluchim at about $700 a year, that's what we're charging. That's $700,000 a year plus merchant processing fees, which are above that, and little extras here and there that can be generated. So shluchim is a small business, not where we want to go. We want to move on to select industries, offer them a ready-made template where literally a guy can put in his email address, put in his name, upload his logo, and he's ready to go. So here's quickly some stats if you want to see. I won't say everything, but 500,000 businesses are open.
For us to see.
What's that?
It's too small for us, at least. You'll email my age, I can't see it.
It's,
You'll email it to us, but it's
okay.
for me, I'd like to talk further about
all right. Well, also another thing is it's a subscription-based model. So like I said, a guy opens up a business, it's a lot of money just to get started. He wants to get started, it's a lot of money here for a few dollars a month. We're charging a minimum of $15 up to about $200-300 depending on the size of the business. It's an easy entry level. A study shows that 90% of businesses stay with their management system they are using for the majority of the life of the business. Now, if you're a good businessman, you probably have a question for me. How are you going to get them off their old management system? They don't care. Okay, so 70% of...
You said that there's how many new businesses that are starting?
Every single month, correct. What we did with shluchim was that something that's not in the industry, something that was a brand new thing, we built a code to script. There's an old database that most shluchim use. It's an Access database. We built a code that basically scripts it all off. It took probably 3 months of 3 developers sitting there to match up data mapping every single field, and with the press of a button, we could take an old customer and put them right in our database.
It's a cool project. It reminds me to a bunch of startups that failed when I was in university during the first .com phase. So I think anybody who is kind of around in Web 1.0, when you take a look at this, when you take a look at the concept, it's kind of like urban fetch meets contemporary needs on campus. So Zeb, why don't you tell us about your solution?
Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Did we speak before by email? Any chance?
Yeah, I did send you an email. You did respond.
Okay. Sorry, everyone, please don't run away. Right after this pitch, we're doing the live vote.
Myra?
We want, and we'll do Myra as well. So please don't run away. We'd like to get your vote, and we'd like to award your favorite pitch, irregardless of the investment. Go ahead, Zeb.
All right. Hi, I'm Zeb. I'm the co-founder of CourseLoad, a platform for simple campus deliveries. Just as a quick intro to our team, Ryan, who's our head of product, was previously director of product at iHeartRadio. Nikki, who's one of our engineers, previously created a peer-to-peer marketplace for college textbooks. Sorry, I don't know what that was me. And Ryan, our CTO, previously created an on-demand food delivery app for Purdue University, which saw over 600 deliveries made in less than 2 months. Before starting CourseLoads, I was the first hire at MakeSpace, which is a venture-backed startup disrupting the self-storage industry. Before that, I co-founded a company called Storage Bucket, which is a summer storage service for college students. And it was at Storage Bucket that I really realized just how valuable the college market is. We know so much about them, right? We know their age, we know their lifestyle. We know that they live in concentrated college campuses. We even know where those campuses are located. We know that they're spending an incredible $75 billion per year. But at Storage Bucket, I also realized that college students are inaccessible. We were prevented from picking up the things that students wanted to store because dorms require a security pass, which we didn't have. And that meant that students had to carry their things down to the curb just so we could store them. All of a sudden, a convenient service went from convenient to a whole lot less convenient. Campuses are locked, but we have the key. We hire ambitious students who want to make money to deliver the things that their peers need. Unlike UPS or a local pizza shop, these students already have the necessary clearance to enter dorms and are able to deliver things directly to dorm rooms. In aggregate, these students create a distribution network, which can effectively reach millions and millions of college students instantly. So what does our network deliver?
There are really 3 stages to what we're doing. The first stage is laundry, and I'll get into why in a moment. The second stage is snacks and essentials. And the third stage is opening up our API and allowing third-party companies to leverage our distribution to deliver their own goods or services. Currently, there are 10 million college students housing on campus in the US, and they're spending over $1 billion on laundry, over $10 billion including snacks and essentials, and over $60 billion on discretionary goods and services, things like buying a pair of shoes or going out to the movies. We're starting with laundry for a couple reasons. Number one, it seeds the distribution network. Instead of dealing with the typical supply and demand issues that marketplaces face, we're able to hire students right up front and have them perform a service. The second reason is high frequency, right? So college students have to do laundry very often, and we can build engagement around that. The third reason is touch points. Laundry offers us 2 unique touch points per session. Every time we pick up the laundry and drop it off the next day, there's an opportunity for us to deliver more of what students need while we're already present and operating at the dorm. So that's all good from a business perspective. But what about for college students? Turns out college laundry is broken. And the main reason it's broken is because there are never enough machines for the number of students living in the dorm. And what that means is students have to do their laundry at odd times, like 3 in the morning, or worse, they actually have to wait in the laundry room for a machine to become available, and then wait the whole cycle, because if they leave, somebody else comes in and removes their clothes because there's so much demand for these machines. We like to say course loads is the easiest way to have your laundry done since mom. You download the app, enter in a couple details, and you're on your way. You'll be prompted to set your laundry preferences, and we can pick up your laundry as soon as that night, have it delivered the next day back to your door folded. Laundry being our wedge, we realized that we really need to create an appealing pricing structure. So we came up with 2 different options. The first option is a monthly subscription for $25 a month, which offers students 2 pickups per month, whatever fits in their bag. And the second option is a pay-per-use, which students can use whenever they feel the need that they have to do a load of laundry. We also offer dry cleaning at $4 flat per common item. Our business model is a typical wholesale model, so we charge our customers retail prices. We get wholesale volume discounts. You know, as we grow and volume increases, so do our discounts. Ultimately, we want to help students get what they need as easily and affordably as possible. Mom's not on campus, but course loads is. We're currently raising $750,000 seed round. We recently graduated AngelPad, which is one of the top accelerators in the country. We have 30% of our round committed on a convertible loan.
Great.
Very well.
Yeah, the way we do the voting, you need your smartphone. In a second, on the screen is going to come up a URL. It should come up in a second. I'm going to need you to log on to that URL, and it's just going to be a simple 5 choices. Say surveymonkey.com/s/XNSQVLZ. There'll be 5 choices. Each of the 5 pictures, just vote for your favorite pitch, the one you enjoyed the most, and then we're going to log on, and the company that got the most votes will be awarded the $500, and we'll send them to the bicycle store. We see Park, Knapsack, The Good App, Chabad CRM has 30% of the votes. We have a winner. Ladies Agui, please come up. I'd like to present you with this check. You can't do anything with it but smile.
Put it into the CRM.
Everyone, thank you very much for coming. I hope you enjoyed.